Members of a partnership can change at times. New partners may be admitted, or one or more partners may choose to leave. This video will show you how to journalize the addition of a new partner to a partnership. In our first example, it says Bill and Mary are partners who agreed to admit Evan to their partnership. Mary and Bill share net income equally. Prepare the journal entry for the admission of Evan if Evan invests $50,000 for $50,000 in equity. So this is simply a case of an owner investing capital into a business. So in order to get into the partnership, Evan is simply putting in cash of $50,000 and he will receive partnership equity. Of $50,000. In the next example, it says prepare the journal entry for the admission of Evan if Evan invests $50,000 for $40,000 in equity. Okay, this does happen sometimes. So Evan really wanted to get into this partnership, so he agreed to invest $50,000 just for $40,000 in equity. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is record the cash that went into the partnership. And then we're going to give Evan his capital of $40,000. So you notice this entry is not balanced at all. So we need to take the $10,000 that remains and split it between Mary and Bill. It says Mary and Bill share net income equally, so that's the way we will divide the $10,000. So this is what we call a bonus to the partners. So Mary will get an additional $5,000 added to her capital, and Bill will get an additional $5,000 added to his capital. In the next example, it says prepare the journal entry for the admission of Evan if Evan invests $50,000 for $60,000 in equity. So once again, we'll put in the $50,000 that Evan invested. We'll go down, I'm going to skip a few lines and put in Evan's capital, which this time is $60,000. So once again, we've got $10,000 that we have to account for in this journal entry. In this case, it is a bonus to the new partner because Evan has put in less money than he's actually getting capital credit for. So in this case, we reduce the two other partners' capital by the $10,000 equally. So for Mary's capital, it's going to get reduced by $5,000. And then Bill's capital will also get reduced by $5,000. Okay, next we have a situation where partnership interest is actually being purchased from one of the other partners. It says Jonathan Carter is looking to be admitted to the partnership of Jones and Allen. Jones has $80,000 in partnership interest and Allen has $60,000 in partnership interest. Jonathan would like to purchase all of Allen's interest for $70,000. So when interest is purchased directly from a partner, the $70,000 that Jonathan is paying is going to Allen personally, not into the partnership. So all we do is transfer Allen's interest here. So we are going to take Alan's capital and reduce it by $60,000 because this is the amount that Jonathan purchased. And then we're just going to give this, I think his last name is Carter. We're just going to transfer the capital over to Carter. So keep in mind, when there is a purchase of interest, the purchase price has no bearing. That doesn't matter. It did not affect the partnership. What's important is the amount of interest that was transferred, and all we did was move Alan's capital down to Carter's. Remember, capital is increased with a credit. So we increase capital with the credit and decrease it with the debit. In the next example, we prepare the journal entry for the purchase of Alan's interest by Carter if Carter purchased a third of Alan's interest for $25,000. Okay, now this time Alan is not selling all of his interest, just a third of it. So if we take $60,000 and divide it by 3, that means that Carter is buying $20,000 of Alan's interest. Okay, so the purchase price does not matter because that's going to Alan, not into the partnership. So all we're concerned about is the third, which is $20,000. So we're going to take and decrease Alan's capital by $20,000. And then we are going to give Carter capital credit for the $20,000 that he purchased.